Hello everyone, my name is Nerea and I'm going to introduce you in the Communication PBL as a powerful tool to teach English, a proposal of active methodology for vocational training. Teaching English as a foreign language means to teach a new language completely different from the mother tongue the student has learned thanks to interaction with their family, friends, teachers and media. Nevertheless, sociocultural, sociopolitical, and socioeconomic situations define the context of learning a new language. English is currently the language used in those contexts, and as a result, is the predominant foreign language taught in Spain. Spanish people don't use it daily as if it was a second language, but it is necessary to manage it, thanks to be the most useful to communicate with people from other countries, not only Anglo-Saxon speakers, but people from other European, Asiatic or African countries. That is the main reason why English is compulsory in primary school, in secondary, but we have to know that it is compulsory as well in bachillerato and in vocational training. Vocational English is as well compulsory in vocational training in Madrid. So it is true that sometimes we don't revise and we don't know what they are working on, but it is necessary to know what to teach in this subject. Teaching English as a foreign language must not be separated from pedagogical and didactic standards in vocational training if we compare it to other subjects. But it is known that traditional ways of teaching English in Spain through exercises as fill in the gaps or organize the words given into a sentence, apart from practicing the four skills following the level and not the interests, are the most common trend in an English class. For that reason, the CLIL methodology appears to fit it properly to teach those contents that are part of the general curriculum of the course in other subjects. But what does it happen when the English curriculum is the same for every course of vocational training, even if the course is part of the health, the education or administration family? Groups are divided into a very different between them, so the necessities of English differ from one to another. It means students don't need to learn the language from the same reasons. Grammar is not going to change, but vocabulary and interaction forms do. In cases like administration, students are going to use English speaking, but informal writing as well. That is not the case of audiovisual students who are going to need to develop tasks such as speaking and reading for their labor routines. So this proposal starts from this point: how to encourage students to keep on learning English in vocational training, respecting the curriculum and adapting the vocabulary and interaction form, and not to die programming for 18 or 20 different hours a week. Nowadays, education is more based on sharing knowledge and experiences than memorizing and repeating information learned by heart. The philosopher and linguist Noam Chomsky explained in 1988 that there exists a universal grammar all human beings have in their genetics. Because of this, it is possible to assert people are all prepared to learn one or more languages. Following Chomsky's theory, we all have an innate mental structure that permits us to understand and produce any language. Social relationships and social experiences influence the individual perception of the world and the way a human thinks, organizes, and interprets what surrounds him or her, or the situations he/she lives. Following Lev Vygotsky's theory about cognitive development, human beings are the expression of human culture. Due to this, some theoretical experts define Vygotsky's theory as a way to explain the importance of cultural transmission and human development, although it was only conceived as a form to define and set the rules for education. In other words, social settings and learning were entwined. Revising theory, active methodologies, and active learning are perfect to connect with the students and to socialize. But is it possible to introduce this system into languages learning? We all know it is very easy to make primary students take part of the classes, to participate, to do activities planned inside the classroom, but it is not the same when students arrive at the secondary school. They start to feel uncomfortable speaking in front of the class, and much more when it is using a language it is not their mother tongue, because their insecurity appears and it hurts their self-esteem. At the same time, we all have learned our mother tongue listening and speaking and repeating. So it is supposed the more you speak, the better you will do. This is the reason why active methodologies fit best in language classes, but bearing in mind that the first step before introducing active learning in a secondary class is to make students feel comfortable and see the teacher as a helper. To make a proposal of active methodologies related to media with the main purpose of encouraging vocational training students to participate in English classes, perceiving English as an opportunity to be in touch with the professional world, to access to the competitive labor world that is surrounding us nowadays, and to increase networking. In this proposal, we are going to focus on teaching English to those vocational trainings related to audiovisual, video gaming, sound, production, realization. They have all in common one thing: they are going to be the creators of contents in media and social networks. They have to be experts of audiovisual language and how it changes quickly. At the same time, they leave the competition of those amateur people who prepare audiovisual contents to enjoy, engage, and entertain people through social networks. That is the main reason why we have to take care of them and speak about the future of media development. Content and language integrated learning was presented in Europe in 1994, and its launch was political and educational because it was considered necessary to move between countries without any problem in communicating with other European citizens. Adding to this, technology has to be incorporated as a link between English and media, and it must be learned because we use it every day in every kind of job or daily routine, and it is an important part of education as a way to produce content and encourage students to participate. This way, vocational training students are going to become prosumers. Project-based learning is a powerful tool to teach English, and we have to bear in mind the multiple intelligences proposed by Howard Gardner in Frames of Mind, the Theory of Multiple Intelligences, in 1983. They must be revised before preparing contents and activities for students because when students find their interests, needs, and talents are taken into account, they will have the better attitude to learn. Following Gardner's theory, there exists 8 forms of intelligence: naturalist, interpersonal, intrapersonal, logical, visual, kinesthetic, musical, and linguistic. A person has more than one, and they must be reinforced and developed. It is supposed vocational training of image and sound students have developed the visual intelligence, but the rest has to be present to success in their future professions. To conclude, active methodologies, to include clear and specific contents related to the profession they are learning, are necessary to motivate and to give vocational training students the possibility of increasing their foreign language knowledge. Thanks to this proposal, teachers can push students to discover they understand more English they thought at the very beginning and therefore choose to expand their knowledge of the language in their products to open them to new markets and consumers. Apart from that, language teachers currently use PBL as an active methodology to teach a foreign language since, in addition to the practical approach that it allows, it is an assessment tool used to define and adjust precisely the learning of students and increase their intelligence as well. Thank you for listening, and if you have any doubt, please do not hesitate into writing me an email or asking me. Thank you so much.